You asked me once to tell you the greatest tale of all time.
Are you fellers new here?
Gave us away.
The fact that I've never seen you before. That's
They're never short of adventures, confusion, or just good old-fashioned banter.
Any ideas as to what we should be doing?
No, you will die.
I can't deal with this.
Yeah, roll better. Be better at D&D.
I'm having some sort of vision.
Covered in blood and I'm in turmoil.
So follow our Buccaneers wherever you want to listen for new tales every Wednesday as they set sail and roll Britannia.
Could be a hedgehog. I have heard of him.
Prickly.
Greetings, Dungeon Delvers, and welcome to yet another exciting chapter of A Tale of D20's Descent into the Void, where 6 friends journey together to tell a story of mythic proportion.
Gather round. Let me tell you a tale of life and death, of joy and sorrow, a tale of D20s!
So without further ado, let's remove the bookmark and continue our epic tale. Last time, Liberators, you had undertook a quest to defeat the lich that plagued Stelos at Rainbow Ridge from King Terminus. From there, you were to travel in a small group and head back to Shivern in an attempt to liberate the forces of Hiei and his demon dancers. That evening, the group split up in preparation for the battle to come. Cal had returned to the heirs of Equipoise and found that Regan Coldhammer was gravely injured during the Battle of the Undead. A new unknown paladin by the name of Pox stepped up and claimed that the order should follow Hades, not Kellenvor, and instead of balance with the Bloodland, full-on war and destruction. This worried Ulithar, who wished Cal to take on the leadership role, but Cal refused, saying that it was Ulithar's destiny to lead the heirs. Meanwhile, Duran remained distant due to the events from the battle with Deja Vu and the Succubi twins. Horatio had decided to research liches in the library, learning of their phylacteries and liches known throughout history. King began to lose himself within the thoughts and memories of Myliki, and following the words of her patron, Monako cast an infernal spell upon him, which planted a part of the Burning Hand soul into King, though sealing the rift within his chest with an ominous red glow. That night, King met up with Cal, and he had explained his mistrust of Monaco's spell and wrote down his dying manifesto in case something were to happen to him, asking Cal to unlock his divinity. As the Liberators slumbered during that evening, King's mindscape within his dream formed into a hellish terrain, with the smell of fire and brimstone burning in the air, and the topography shifted to a desolate mountainous region. A thin bat-winged man with black and red suit and a matching tie, with an unseen black face with yellow glowing eyes and burning skeletal hands, stands with arms apart on top of one of the rock formations.
Harley Quinn. I believe it is about time we had a little chat.
And so, King, standing in front of you, is the entity known as the Burning Hand. He floats down from the top of the rock formation, and still hovering with his bat wings fluttering very slowly and flapping, he begins to hover until he gets to be about 3 feet away from you, standing about 6 feet tall, so he's a foot over you.
I should have expected this. I think I know who you are.
I'm sure you do. You've done well in taking care of my Monaco. I am pleased, and I have learned that you're in a little bit of a conundrum that I feel could be mutually beneficial on both of our parts. If you're willing to hear me out.
I don't see how that could possibly be the case, but seeing as if it's this hellish dreamscape you've trapped me in, I probably don't have much of a choice. So, while you're at least amicable, I'll listen.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I didn't trap you here. This is of your own doing, with a little touch of my infernal magic. It's very vast, your vessel. Oh, you've perfectly recreated the plains of Phlegathos. It's quite impressive. But if this continues, you'll lose everything. You'll lose who you are. You'll lose what you are. And I'm sure you don't want to do that. Duran, I believe, the one you love. Horatio, Calamity. Oh, and Monaco. If you want to remain with your friends and your loved ones, you want to hear me out.
Seems you know more than I realized.
Oh, I'm always watching.
Are you that sense, that feeling, that presence? Did you dance with her? Did you pull her from me?
You can only see his eyes within the blackness of his face, the darkness of it. But for a moment, you see what looks to be an opening, like a smile. The flames of like those roar in the background as he turns around, not facing you, walking backwards with his arms tied behind his back, or wrapped behind his back.
Yes, that was me. Her power comes from me. Everything that she can do, all the miracles she can perform, are extensions of my power. When she needs it, I'm there for her. When she's fallen, I pick her up. I'm to be destined to be with her, as she's destined to be with me.
And when she's weak, you manipulate her to do the things you desire. And when she's scared, you torment her dreams.
He stops.
I've read about you.
Doesn't turn around.
I've heard stories. I've read the religious texts. I understand that they are depictions from man, but you are hatred incarnate. What could you possibly offer me?
Your freedom.
He turns around, looking square at you in the eye. For a moment, you blink, and then you see that he's standing face to face with you, smiling. And you just feel this dark as as your chest begins to burn a little bit.
I'll try and just stand and radiate like magnanimous. I'll just try and like be like stalwart in my moment.
Roll me a charisma check. Contest it against his.
Okay, well, that's not great. So starting off slow. 12.
The burning hand stares at you as you, and like he lifts up his chest as well and makes himself and unfurls his wings, as he does so. And if you feel like yourself getting pushed, as if you're even though your stature, your size is not getting smaller, you do feel like you're shrinking. He's just growing as his just pure, dark, charismatic being just, overwhelms you in that moment.
I'll relent and sort of stand back, pause for a moment to give him a chance to say something.
Your freedom from this divine destiny. You don't need to become Myliki. You don't need to lose your loved ones.
He doesn't love me anymore.
Oh.
I'm sure you've had a part to deal in that hand.
No. I am a lover. I don't wish to see love broken. I wish to see it grow.
A soft side. The stories have not passed on. Do tell, lover.
I'll tell you this. Through the eyes of Minako, I saw what happened, and my heart goes out to you indeed, king to be crowned. But he is not lost, drifting somewhere into the nether. You know, all the planes are connected. The 9 hells, the astral sea, even the planes you walk as you go down the void. Connected through the ley lines that swirl. And as I am a powerful fiend in the 9 hells, I can interact with the ley lines from here as well. I can help you find your lover. Of course, you would have to do something for me, which leads me to my point in our meeting. I need your body.
And where does that leave me?
Oh, there is a suitable body for you that you can come into. One that can house your great power. As you are a sorcerer, I'm sure you'll be able to tap into your soul's magic. I have a vessel. I won't lie to you. The vessel belonged to me once. You will enjoy it. Well, you may no longer be an elf. You'll be something greater. Something connected to the heavens above. You'll have all the divinity you need. I will take over your body, thereby releasing you from Myliki. And with my body, I can finally leave this wretched plane you see before you, and I can be with Minako and live my day just like a normal mortal would. I will give you no trouble.
But this looks like such a wonderful place for you to live out this sentence you deserve. See, it seems as if you're trapped here and need someone of my stature to get out. And I think you perhaps underestimate my devotion. Faith is a very unshakable thing, Mr. Hand, and it will take more than just a normal life and a normal body to win me over. I would like to try and deceive him into thinking that I'm perhaps considering it if he raises the stakes.
Oh, okay. All right, roll me that deception check.
I would also like to add my bonus, my inspiration.
All right.
That I rolled, that was an 18 plus 3, bringing me to 21.
21. All right. It sounds like... And this time you see him smiling. You see these pearly white teeth that kind of makes a juxtaposition towards his the dark demeanor that he presents and the blood red black and blood red suit that he's wearing. And it's a smile.
As it is very important to me to have your body that has the ability to house entities not of your mortal plane. I'll tell you what, you see the miracles I perform with Monako. Surely, you would love to increase your power, no? I can leave your body, I can leave you some of my essence. You would be granted the power that a warlock would be granted that I bless. And with the power of the Inferno with your celestial divine magic, I'm sure you'll be able to create something truly magical. Something unheard of.
An unspeakable pact from the heavens above to the hells below. Interesting.
And of course, it's not unheard of that a devil and a divine have made an accord. Why, your dear Myliki fell into something as such many eons ago, which I can assume is the reason why she's in the predicament that she's in now. But you're smarter. If we swap bodies, you won't have to worry about the follies of the Prolepsy and the Aegis. You'll be something more, something greater. Let me unshackle you from that burden.
Pulls out his hand, burning with his skeletal, little bits of flesh dripping off.
Does that whet your appetite?
Indeed. I'll need time to consider this and plan for my future. You see, as you said, I'm a king to be crowned and I have peoples to consider. I will find you in the coming days, and this deal will be struck.
He gets into your... at this point, he flaps into your face once again, standing, and he kneels down a little bit. Actually, no, he's bending over, almost that he's at a 45-degree angle, but your eyes are meeting at this point. And you just smell off of him just fire and brimstone, even greater than that's within the hellish scape that you're currently in. And he smiles.
Don't keep me waiting too long. That seal I've placed upon your chest can only last for a few days. And we wouldn't want you bursting with divine power, for then it'll be too late, and the deal will be off, and you will cease to exist.
Understood. I will, sort of take a step back so I'm not like under him and slowly unfurl my spectral wings and like levitate up so that way I'm eye to eye and then a foot above his head, so that way I feel as if, you know, I want to be giving off the dominant power and say, remember, I'm the one that's in control here. I'll see you when I see you. And then I'll like try to fly up and like leave and not give him a last word and think to myself, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Okay. As you flap away and fly up with your majestic butterfly wings into the hellscape, you see before you just a land full of just horror and flames, volcanoes exploding, mountainous regions crackling and falling down, lightning as it crackles across the land. As you close your eyes to wake up, the Burning Hand covers himself with his bat wings over his front. You just hear a laughter. And as you go, wake up, sweating, you are in your bed alone as you look around, reminding that Duran's not there. You hold your chest that hurts slightly, but the throbbing fades away, though the red glow is still there. What do you do?
I'll just start sobbing and grab my chest. That was one of the most scary and upsetting meetings King has ever been in, or I've ever been in. Can I tell what time of day it is, or what time it is?
It's super late. It's definitely like hours after you went to well, you don't know exactly what time it is, how long you've been sleeping, but it's late at night, everyone's sleeping. It was about midnight or past that when you went to bed in the first place, so definitely past that.
I will send a message to no one. I'll just think about sending a message to Duran and saying I need you, and I won't. I'll just lay in bed and sort of cry, try my hardest not to fall back asleep, but rest until the morning.
Okay. So you rest, a dreamless rest, and the rest of you all, everyone else sleeps soundly until the morning comes. It's still dusk, but with the artificial sun sky here in Thelos, it gets brighter, though, a little bit. And you all awaken, benefiting from a long rest in the morning. So, what do you all wish to do?
Oh, my head. Oh. Minako rouses with the bottle near her, near her bed, that she finished last night, the wine. What did I do? What did I do? I have to fix this, but I don't know what to do. And she will kind of just get dressed and then go downstairs to the kitchen and start cooking.
Okay.
Kind of giving everyone time to rouse.
Duran, as you would be the first one to awake since you trance, what are you doing this morning?
Duran would wake up outside, having not come back in after training that night with the magnetic blade. He would have risen with does the artificial sun get brighter when the day starts up?
Yes, it's still dusk, but while Duskhaven normally seems like the end or middle of dusk, it seems like the beginnings of dusk here. And it slowly gets darker to the normal Duskhaven setting as the day goes on.
Duran wakes underneath a tree, having tranced out under there, not having gone back inside, because there's nothing for him inside. He's gonna get up, reach into his bag, he's gonna eat a ration, and he's gonna get back to training.
Okay, did you trance and wake up and continue? Just wanted to be sure you took a long rest.
Yes, he did rest.
Okay. All right. So you go back to training. You recall from the night before, you were able to connect with the chaotic energy within the blade, controlling it without using your hands. You were able to, almost how King does with Chastaful, but yours was more, well, albeit you don't feel as dark or sinister, but you were tapping into a darker power within the chaos of the blade. And you did roll a success on that one.
Then Duran is going to continue practicing, running through his drills, thinking back to previous fights. He stops for a moment and he thinks about the fight that they had with Doramo previously, while he's eating his rations and drinking from his, what do you call canteens? What are they? He looks at the water skin and remembers back to the fight that they had with Doramo before the portal scenario snapped.
Okay.
And he's gonna brain chat. Horatio.
All right, Horatio, you fell asleep inside the library reading. You wake up the sound of something pinging into your head as you're lying down on books upon books upon books.
And what is the message that I receive?
Wizard.
Yes, Duran?
I have a question for you.
Horatio's looking at the books and goes, yeah, what's up?
What is something that, when lit with fire, becomes most destructive? What is the most destructive thing you could pair with fire, Wizard?
There are several accelerants that you can use. There's oil options, there's Baquano, which is what I use for casting my spells.
Do you recall the battle with Doramo, when the energies collapsed?
Yeah.
I had thrown a water skin containing the holy water of the tree at Doramo and struck it with my blades. The explosion protected me and King. I look at this and I ask myself, how do we slay our enemies with these techniques? Be useful to me, Wizard. How do I make this stronger?
I don't think the explosion occurred because of you with the water skin. It was magically... we don't have time for that. I will find ways to help you with that later. I got some stuff to take care of right now.
Wizard Horatio, is this stuff that saves lives?
Yes.
If not, then it is a waste of time.
Can't wait to find your mind, Duran.
It is you all who need to find your minds.
Well, since you are interested in knowing what information I am seeking, I've been looking up and reading up on liches.
Did you discover any weaknesses?
Not really. Just discovered that there are several liches and we need to figure out which one we are dealing with in order to figure out how to defeat them.
So you found bedtime stories then?
Yes, I did.
I will get back to training.
You have fun with that.
Alright. So as you continue training in the off-putting conversation, Horatio, you continue doing your research in liches. This library isn't like a grand library, so unfortunately, whereas you would find information on the liches of histories and a little bit of phylacteries in terms of what they're made of, how to break them apart, although you did learn exactly what they're used for and how a lich can put it in and out of different planes, or it usually wants to be close to it. Therefore, when it dies, it can just regenerate. But in terms of the actual makeup and creation of it, you'll probably need to go to a library like the Corporus, which unfortunately has blown up, to get that type of information.
I thought we prevented it from blowing up.
No, you prevented the island from falling down and killing everyone on the Light District, but the Corporus still blew up.
Oh, true.
Can't mess with history. See, that technically didn't happen, the crashing down, so you were able to do that without causing a paradox.
True. Okay. Do I know of any library here with the library in the castle? Grant?
You can talk to King Terminus. You do have ways to contact him if you want.
Yes, so I don't have sending prepared. I would try to find a way to contact the king to see if I can...
It's a new day. We slept. You could have prepared sending this morning.
Yeah, you can prepare.
That is...
You do your preparations.
Right?
Oh, that is true. You guys are correct. And I had my preparation window open, so...
This is the time of day when you do this preparation. Very nice. I will casually walk down the stairs in the morning after getting a wonderful night's rest. My friends weighing on my mind as I go into the kitchen area where I see Minako cooking.
Hangover food, make my head feel better. Da, 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 da. Oh!
Minako, are you okay?
Oh, Cal, beautiful Cal. I made noodles.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Cal, can we should meet up in the war room before we set out. I think we should talk about plans.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's where we were going to meet King Terminus anyways before we depart with him for the Goldgrass Ranch, or the Rainbow Ridge Estate. Wrong part of the map, if I remember correctly.
Absolutely right. We'll be there. We should. Yeah. Oh, Cal.
But you're okay, Minako? You look like you didn't get a great rest last night.
I drank a bit. I didn't sleep so hot. But that's what happens, I guess.
Well, I spoke with King last night as well, and he's not himself. I think part of it is because of Duran, but he said you healed him in some way?
Yeah, I cast a spell on him, alright.
Well, I agree, and I remember that this house is always listening, so if you
always listening.
Don't want to talk about it right now, we can wait till we get to King Terminus's. Can't give up on King and Duran, Minako. We can't give up.
No. Give up? No.
Never.
There's too much to do.
I agree. And we need to save our friends in Fia and Frostmoor. That's how we got pulled into this whole thing anyways, remember? So much has happened.
Yeah, I try not to think about my friends in Frostmoor these days. We'll help them. We'll help them. It's...
Agreed.
So, Minako, as you continue making your meal, the smell begins to waft across the entirety of the manor. Even Duran, with training, you start to smell the aroma of Minako's cooking, as you as well, Horatio. Though, if you're staying up there, you're just kind of taking a bite of a ration. Did you wish to send a message to Terminus?
Yeah. Hello, King Terminus. I need to access the library in your castle for some information on liches, if you would allow.
About a moment passes by and you hear, "Oh, glorious Horatio! Sir, my friend, sure! The castle is yours! All of the liberators! I can have an attendant meet you in my war room. It can take you around, but..." And it cuts off there. And then all of a sudden you hear another message from the door. "Be my guest! You can travel the grounds. Everything is for your disposal. Don't forget to contact Julian. He's waiting for..." And he cuts off again. And then you hear another message. "Your response! He's eagerly waiting to take on the liches, my friend. It'll be a glorious battle!" And it cuts off there.
Will do, I reply, because I'm pretty sure I can reply to it. And, I'll head downstairs and see Cal and Monaco and let them know, hey guys, I need to go to the castle to do a little bit more research on liches.
It's good. We should discuss our plans with what you've learned so far at the castle.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the king has said that we have access, so I'll see you guys there when you get there.
Oh, we're not all just going together?
I wanted to get a head start.
That's...
Got it.
Look up more stuff.
It's not a terrible idea.
You know the way to the... Well, it's... What you normally done is take in the tram over, and then they've often, if you're authorized, is taking the side route to get to the war room. So you can easily walk over to the tram if you want.
Yeah, that's the quickest way. That's what it'll be.
Okay. King, what are you doing this morning?
After I sort of rustle awake, when I constantly just touch my chest and put my hand there and feel that dark energy and that power, and think about the discussion I had in the night previous. And I think it will dawn upon King that he'll think that he's alone if he's in the war room, because that's a warded place and that's where he wants to go, because right now he feels like the Burning Hand is with him, and that somehow will stop him. So I'm going to gather my things, and then I'll send a message to everyone, and I'll say, I need to finish preparing a few things. I'll meet you in the war room, and I'll leap on Chastifold out the window and fly to the fucking war room. And if I see Horatio, maybe I'll fly past him on the streets and pick him up, but only if I notice him.
Okay. All right. So you all hear this message. It'll be around the time when, Horatio, you're starting to leave, so you haven't left the house yet. So King, technically, you would leave the house before him. But you all hear this message of King saying that he's heading towards the war room. And King, you fly off, and Horatio, opening up the door. Roll me a perception check. See if you see King flying off.
14?
14. As you leave and close the door behind you, you will kind of look up and see off the distance a figure flying out from one of the right side of the building, going towards the direction of, not the tram, but directly to the castle itself.
Horatio would cast Fly on himself and go chase after King.
Okay.
Yeah. If I catch up to him, because I don't know if his Chastifold is faster than my fly speed. I only fly at 60 feet.
What speed? Are you going full speed, King, or are you... And I don't... What is your
Chastifold's full speed is 50% per round. So it could do 100 if I was doubling it, but I'm not. I'm just going normally. So if I noticed him, I would have even lagged a little bit, maybe. Because I think King knows that he needs some of his friends. So even though he's vulnerable and scared right now, he'll lag a little bit, knowing that Horatio might be someone to talk to.
You don't know, because you don't know if Horatio left or not.
And I'm just float normal speed. I'm not rushing, but I'm just...
Right. So you can you can fly fast to Horatio and catch up if you like, or even yell out to him if you want to.
I would just kind of fly faster to catch up.
Okay. All right.
And once I get next to him over mind chat, he'll say, I'm on my way to the King's library. So I figured, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay, Horatio. Come, sit here. I don't know if you'll be able to make it the whole way. right? Because it's only lasts
Yeah,
a minute, right?
It only lasts 10
10
minutes, so you wouldn't be able to fly all the way there.
Yeah, so I would sit on Chastafar.
I'll say, how was your research going last night? Trying to change the subject.
Found out about a couple different liches.
Is it the one that we're going against?
Don't know yet. There's one that there's no info on, and it's possible that this might be it, but not 100% sure.
Hopefully we can find something useful in the archives. Good thing you're going. You're probably the only one that could pick through that quick enough to find something useful. I'm sure we'll have to set out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were communing together and using our powers together and came upon some really good information?
Yeah.
I've found information of a similar magnitude recently, and unfortunately it's really hard to swallow. I want to know that you're a good guy. Like, you want to save the world and do the right thing. I feel like there's more darkness fighting against us than we know, or want to accept, rather.
What I wanted was to find a way to get rid of this curse so that both of my parents are free of work and they could come back to the Broken Lands. But further deeper that we've come into this void, the more that's changed.
So what's your goal now?
I want my found family to be happy. I want to make sure that those people that I've met, good people, have a good life. And I want to learn of all this incredible, powerful magic. I just don't want to lose myself along the way.
Yeah, I know what you mean about losing yourself. It's easy to do. I hope we all succeed.
I think we will. Just gotta rely on each other.
I hope we can. Horatio, you can rely on me. I hope I can rely on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see.
Alright, so the two of you continue to fly off, heading towards the Castle Thelos, the war room where you had met up with King Terminus and Julian. Meanwhile, with Duran outside and Cal and Minako, you two still in there. Minako, it doesn't seem that anyone has eaten this delicious meal that you have there. There's just you and Cal there. Duran, you hear this, and you would have seen King fly off, to be honest, since you're already outside. Just with your passive perception.
Hey, we should get Duran and go over to the castle then. And we go outside through that open space to the outdoor area where Duran is training.
Yeah.
You walk out and see Duran fervently, but methodically and very precisely using his blade as it whizzes around. Duran, as you've been training, please roll me a wisdom check.
Ooh. Can I lucky that, sir? I rolled a 9.
You can lucky that.
I'll use my
lucky and Rabu.
I'll use my first lucky of the day. Ha! I added to the score, and I will use my Rabu bonus if that is okay, Dungeon Master.
Yes, you can.
Ooh, actually, I would like to not use my Rabu bonus. I'd like to, not because I don't like the number, but canonically, I think it is more fitting that I can't not use it.
Oh, okay. So your total number is
a 12.
12. Okay, a 12. You've done better. Maybe it's just all these people talking in your head. Maybe it's just a nuisance of these so-called allies you have around you, but you're distracted. It wasn't as great as a training. You're getting used to controlling it with your mind, but the rage, you don't seem to be able to get that under control. Is it coming from the Chaos Blade, or is it just coming from just your anger with everyone around you? You're not sure, but unfortunately we're not successful in the next attempt at your training, though you're close to getting it. You need some more training, and I would say even so, since you are delving into the power of the chaos, as Minako and Cal arrive, and then you hear them, just with your passive perception, it distracts you, peeving you off a little bit, but they arrive.
Duran throws his sword at the ground. It wasn't enough for you to make noise in my mind while I was training. You had to come and interrupt it as well.
Duran, calm down. We're going to the castle so we can meet up, discuss our battle plans, and head out.
Finally, something useful. Duran's gonna yank his blade out of the dirt and put it on his back.
Okay. Minako, Cal, please roll me perception checks.
An unnatural 20.
That is a 22.
Okay. As Duran slams his blade onto the ground, you notice this familiar, and because you've been exposed to it before is why you're able to just perceive it, kind of black reddish, that purple reddish chaotic aura just seeped into the ground a little bit before dissipating, and he kind of grabs his blade and it goes back to its normal, the Flager just goes back to its normal magnetic blade self. But in any case, with you all together, are you all heading to the tram, teleporting, flying, or whatever magical means you wish to do to get to the castle?
Walking to a tram?
You go to walk towards the tram, the three of you, passing throughout the city. The sky is full of morning traffic as people are flying left and right, though there are people on the grounds as well. You pass through the Sapphire Canal, glittering until you finally make it towards the eastern edge where the tram is. Walking up to the stone staircase, there are several people here. It's a bit of a line as people are waiting for the tram to continue to head back towards the other districts and circles. But eventually, stepping up, there is a guard there who looks over to you. The same guard who you actually saw the other day. He immediately recognized you. Oh, Liberators! Are you heading to out of the town or to another circle? King Terminus has said whenever you need to give you passage. We can call a tram from the other side to here if you don't mind. At this point, it'll be about 15-20 minutes pass before a tram starts to make its way over. Other people are staring after you. You notice an audible gasp as well as eyes staring at you as this royal cart brings itself up from the castle towards the further back of the tram station. And then the guard beckons you and guides you to walk that way before you enter into the beautiful, adorned tram that you recognize as the noble tram. And people are just staring at you like, who are they? What?
Dungeon Master.
It's a tiefling.
As we travel and get into the tram, would it be okay if Duran makes perception checks just because he's still nervous about enemies?
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
Ouch. And the natural 13.
13. You look around you see it's kind of crowded here. There's a lot of people in the Light District. And so as they're all staring at you, everyone just looks like everyone else in the Light District with their wizard robes. You can't spot anything. It's almost crowding at this point. But no, it doesn't seem to be any enemies, anything you would perceive as enemies anyway, around you before you are ushered into the beautiful, adorned, opulent tram. Everyone take your seats. Next stop, Castle Thelos. And it continues, and as there is a string carrying the other trams, this one is just floating in midair as it is enchanted, making its way across the moat, the sapphire moat. Meanwhile, Horatio, King, you both fly and perfectly find the way there. You're able to get there with your fly speeds, and if you pick up the pace, it doesn't take you more than 10 minutes or so to get there, but you do make it, about 20 minutes. It takes you about 20 minutes to get there. But nevertheless, you do get towards the side of the castle, where you know is the entryway to the warp. Down below, you see a couple guards ushering you into land as you finally make it towards the ground. One of the guards, one of the Unity Knights, turns to you and says, "Oh, well met, Liberators, I assume. Yes, we were told that at some point you'll be visiting. You have access to the war room. Please make your way through here, and of course we'll open the secret door for you, and you can make your way down to the war room."
Hail, thank you, soldiers.
Do you have anyone that can take me to the library?
Oh, why, yes, of course. You want to go to the library. Fastest way would be to go to the other side, so we can surely guide you that way, if you want. Do you wish to go as well? He says, looking at you, King.
I will proceed to the war room chambers.
Of course. Can you please, he says, pointing over to another Unity Knight, guide our friend here towards the library? Yes, of course. And, of course, the gentleman goes to
Horatio
take you around.
Horatio will follow.
Horatio.
Yeah?
When you find a few books, make your way to the chambers. There will be a council meeting.
I will. See you soon.
I'll nod and head off with the guard.
Okay. So both of you split up. Horatio, you walked throughout this beautiful garden that you can feel the breeze that's coming off of the large lake-like moat as it glitters and sparkles with the artificial dust sun. And there looks to be another entrance. This one's not hidden like the other one. It's an actual door that's tied to the stone exterior of the castle. Right this way, he says, taking a key out, putting inside the door, unlocking. The wooden door opens up a little bit, creaking slightly. Probably hasn't been used much before he takes out a torch and lights it. This way, we have to make our way up.
Horatio follows.
You go ahead and follow him, and it's a spiral staircase leading upstairs. After about a few steps, after about a few minutes, you make it up to another similarly looking wooden door as you enter it, and he opens it up as well. When he does this out, something like a metal device out of his pocket, puts it over the torch, and letting it go out as he opens up the door once again. This one not locked. Inside, when you walk in with him, you see you have not seen the interior of this castle. You've only been teleported in a way to the majestic dining area where the gala was, and then of course the war room. Here you see is a fully furnished, beautiful, large castle. Something that you would see suits of armor, as well as beautiful, grander than life statues of all types of people you see here. The floor is made out of a slick, well, not slick and slippery, but it's a very beautiful marble-like floor with several staircases leading to to different floors that seem to keep going up and up. There's a left and a right path, and then two large doors to the front. He starts to walk you towards the rightmost path and says, down this way. The library is only a few moments down here.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and then as you do, you step onto a large carpet runner that beautifully designed, and all types of design. And some designs you recognize as elvish designs, and some designs are more draconic in nature. That you've seen in your readings, but all in all, it's very mystical. You can say you can sense the magic being tied to the arcane that's in this area. But nevertheless, you do make it towards two large doors that he walks up to and goes, ugh! He starts to push it until finally, as he puts all his weight onto it, the door opens up, leading to what's inside is probably the biggest library you've ever seen. Bigger than the library that's at the Koporus, bigger than the library that has been at the Seekers Guild. It's just books and books. But there are no automatons here. He goes, well, if you need anything, there's a guide here you can look at, and, well, the library is yours. Let us know. I'll be waiting outside. Let me know if you need anything. But happy hunting.
Thank you. And Horatio will quickly look through the guide to decipher where he can find anything in regards to liches and phylacteries and the destruction of them.
Alright, roll me an investigation check. I'll give you advantage because of your keen mind.
That is a 30.
Natural 20 to make it 30. Alright. You go ahead and open up the glossary, and you're like, it's similar in design to the Koporus. You've gone to school there, so you're able to easily figure it out, the index and things like that, and looking up and down and seeing, like, alright, part B, section 19, there it is, and you're able to just pinpoint exactly where you need to go. You realize that it's on the 3rd floor, and there's spiraling. There's not really a fully spiral staircase, but a staircase that curve up, going toward each floor, and then a whole floor of books, and then continuing up for several tiers. But you make it to the 3rd tier of that, and to a middle section. This section seems to be all on necromancy, dark magic, as well as undead creatures and so on and so forth, until you finally reach the subject of the liches.
Okay, and I would probably see if they have a book about liches, because they might have more information about famous liches or anything of the sort, just to reinforce that knowledge. And then he would look up anything on the destruction of phylacteries, and once he found those books, he would grab them and go to the war room. He wouldn't read them in the library.
Okay. Alright then. So you're able to find... So a lot of these books are almost home-like. Some of them are very old, and you have to carry it with care. So you're only able to carry, unless you have a bag of holding or something to stuff it in, about 3 of these books, and they're going to be heavy. mean,
how heavy are we talking?
probably about an equivalent of 50 pounds
50
for all three of
pounds.
them. Yeah, these are some thick books, and it will take you some time to read them. But if you're not reading it, you'll definitely be able to meet up with your allies.
And how long would it take me to get from where I'm at to the war room?
Well, it took you about 20 minutes to walk Traverse's entirety to get here. So, I mean, you weren't running, so you can probably still move at the same speed, maybe a little bit slower. Probably about 25 minutes.
25 minutes. I will go to the guard and say, hey, would you be able to help me with this?
Sure. Not at all. Just give them all to me. I got this. And he goes ahead and tries to grab all three of the big books.
You have to be careful with them.
Of course.
Yeah.
The guard, and it's a human gentleman.
Yeah.
But he's well armored and he looks beefy. And he's able to carry the books and doesn't seem to be encumbered like you were.
Okay. And if there's any other books I can take, I would. If not, then we'll head back.
Just from looking over it, just these three books seem to be exactly what you wanted. I mean, there are tons of other books.
Yeah. I'm not going to steal from the castle's library.
Okay. You go ahead and grab your books and make your way back. Meanwhile, King, you make your way towards the doorway where it was the entry. The guard there goes and places his hand onto the brick stone, opening up the secret doorway.
Thank you. My allies will be arriving within, I'm assuming, an hour or two.
He turns and says, yes, I'll await their arrival. Let me let you in. And he goes and pulls out a torch himself and begins to light it up again using a flint that he has within his person. Lighting it up, he starts to walk down the stairs.
Thank you, sir. And I'll follow him.
And then you do make it down to the bottom. There he goes ahead and starts to place in the key as the arcane locks begin to you hear the as the entire doorway begins to open up, similar to how it was when you first came in here, till he opens up the door. If you need anything, I'll be at the top. I'll let your friends know that you have arrived early, or earlier than they have.
I'll nod, proceed in, and then I would like to take out my notes and my book and my manifesto I started working on, and just continue to leave notes and write knowledge and continue the chapters of the book of my life.
So a half an hour from that time, so Horatio, you haven't quite arrived there yet. The tram finally gets towards the edge of, or it lands and gets into place over on the war room side of the castle, Delos. There the guard hails you down, and the stairways opens up to the platform where all three of you, King Duran, Monaco, and Cal, you make your way downstairs. Welcome, Liberators. Your friend, one of your allies is here. The other went to the library, and hopefully will be returning shortly.
Excellent, thank you. We need to make our way to the war room.
Yes, he told me as such. He is there waiting for you. Follow me. And he goes towards the door, hits the secret compartment, and performs the same steps that he did to light the sconce and walk down the stairs before opening the door. And as the door opens up, King, you can look over and see the door open up and see your three allies walk in. The guard nods his head, closes the door, seals back up, and he heads upstairs.
Good morning. Horatio will be joining us shortly. He, I'm sure all you realize, took a pit stop at the library.
That's Horatio for you.
I'll put my head back down and finish the thought and sentence that I was writing in my book.
We're finally here. Oh, we're finally here. King, are you okay? Was it bad?
Oh, so you know.
I'm so sorry.
You knew it was gonna happen.
You don't understand. He was there with me, pushing me. And when the moment happened, it's like he grabs my hand and makes me do it. I know I did it, but King, you have to understand. Outside of this room.
Are you doing his
King
things willingly?
King.
Or are you being forced? Because I feel like you're the torture artist who's killing me right now.
No, King.
And I thought you were my friend.
King, when when we come to these places, I'm finally alone. But when I'm out there, out of these rooms, these magical, safe places, he's there with me. King.
You decided to share, and I'll pull back my chest
Oh,
and say
King,
he's with me now too.
I never mean to put you in this. You have to understand. I don't want to do these things. I don't want to be his. When I agreed to help him so long ago, I didn't know. I didn't know. King.
Do you want to help him?
Do
you want to help him?
At that moment, as you yell, the door opens up. Horatio carrying the books. You hear the yelling, Horatio, and you hear the guards kind of stand there, shocked, and hands over the books towards Horatio and goes, I'm going to step out of this one. Good luck, and close the door.
Oh, you're here. Please, I'm trying to explain.
Have you been hiding it from us too,
King,
with him?
Yes, King, I don't want to help him. I don't want to do these things. King, I never wanted to hurt you. You're my friend, King. I don't want you to have to go through this, and there's a way. There's a way we can get out of this. There's a way I can get out of this. Horatio, please, to tell them that we...
Horatio walks over to wherever he can start reading, and he places his books down, and then he looks at Minako and he says, you have to be honest.
Yeah.
You have to tell them everything. I can't help you here.
King?
There's more?
I made a pact with the Burning Hand long ago because he came to me in a moment when I would have died. I would have been eaten alive, and everyone I know would have fallen the same fate. And I thought I was going to protect them, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And now he asks these things of me, and he pushes me, and he hurts me, King. And it's so hard because when we're alone, he talks to me like he loves me, and sometimes I have to trick myself into thinking that I'm sorry, it's so confusing.
That's not love. That's not love, Minako.
He made me hurt you.
To hurt us.
I'm so sorry.
He's a bad person. And as long as it's not really you who wants that, there is a chance.
I'm so sorry, King. I'm so
It's not your
sorry.
fault. He is a terrible person. He is a formidable man. I almost lost myself just speaking with him. I can understand how he's persuaded you to do terrible things.
King, Cal, Duran, I've been working on a plan to get out so that I don't have to do this anymore. He won't be a problem if it all works.
What do you mean?
There's only so few ways one can get out of these things. I could have made a pact with something even worse, but I couldn't do that. I know where these go. I know where these go, and so I spoke with Judean, and he's agreed. He's agreed to help me by entering the Nine Hells, finding. Well, he'll send me there, and I hope I don't have to go alone. But if we can find his true name and these artifacts there, we'll be able to remove him entirely from this. We can extract his power, keep it, and remove him. He won't be controlling me anymore, and I'll be able to help you. I'll be able to help all of us still. I'll be able to protect Frostmourne and all of Shiverin without him.
The Nine Hells seems like exactly where you should go, but I have no intention of going with you.
You wouldn't, coward.
Coward? Let me ask you this, Minako. While you played these games behind our backs, how many people died? Do you feel anything for them?
I didn't want to do those things, Duran.
But here you are.
Oh, Nixie's right. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.
Minako, if you want to help King and Duran and Horatio and myself, then we need to get rid of the Burning Hand. It's clearly just messing you up. It's tearing you apart even now when you know he can't hear you while we're in this room.
I'm just so scared of him, Cal.
Minako, we're here for each other. Your burden is our burden. King, your burden is our burden. You don't have to go off by yourself and become some walking god either. Together, there's no enemy we can't put down.
Yeah, together.
The first step, we need to get to the Rainbow Ridge Estate. From there, we'll be able to gain forces and take back Fia. We can't solve all of our problems all at once, but if we take them one step at a time, we can make the most balanced decision in front of us at that moment. And that is what all of our gods, and I look over at King as I say this, that is all our gods can ask for.
I'll reach my hand out towards Minako and I'll say, and you did actually stabilize me. I don't think that I would have fully gone off, but it was getting close to critical mass, and it now gives us time to do what we must, as Cal said. And I have some information that I was able to get out of the Burning Hand in my discussions with him last night.
What did he tell you?
He freely gave away the information that this seal on my chest will only last a few days. It is not permanent. He does not have a full foothold in me. He still requires me to make the deal. And I'll put my hand on the book of Tome of Cunning and Wisdom. I'll say, with the wisdom of the elders and the ages, I was able to deceive him into thinking that I might actually work with him, so we can freely focus on the task at hand. Although I do believe he will try to visit me each night and make me make that deal, and that I am afraid of.
Oh, King, I'm so sorry for putting you through this. You mustn't do anything he says, no matter what he promises you. It's a trick. It's always a trick.
Everyone get around this table.
Yeah.
Not only Minako needs to make a promise here. Durand, you've changed too. King, it's quite evident with your shirt still undone that you're also going through some changes. Horatio, I've seen you change several times now, going between all these different forms. And I've changed too, even if you all can't see it. We need to promise each other that we will not let each other down, and hone in as a precise strike to take out those that get in the way of restoring balance and happiness to everyone, no matter what layer we're on. Things are only going to get tougher, and if we can't trust each other, then there's not really any point in going any further. What do you all say? And I symbolically put my hand, palm up into the middle of this, table that we're all kind of around. I promise to be there for you. Will you be there for me?
The lying stops now. I have to be there for everyone. I can't be afraid anymore. And she'll put her hand in.
I want to watch us grow together, and I'll look towards Durand and say, form kingdoms, save our family. I'll be there. You can count on me. And I'll put my hand in.
I want to make sure that we all meet our goals, and that everyone is safe. And Horatio puts his hand in.
Fine, but I'm not relying on you. I'm simply relying on your strength. Remember that. And Durand will put his hand in the center with everyone else's.
So you all put your hand in. After having a heartfelt moment, you all connect. And Cal, your hand does begin to glow, and you all feel the warmth of not Kalimvor or Hades or any of the deity. Just the warmth of Cal and the friendship that he protrudes. The energy of his friendship that he proves onto all of you. And just for a brief moment, there is a connection between the Liberators. As you all are holding, are hand in hand, all touching hands together, about a moment passes and you connect before the glowing stops and you all take back your hands. Still alone within the war room, what do you wish to do next?
I'm still reading, I'll go back to reading and try to see if I gain any new information.
Okay. Well, it'll take quite some time to go through all these books. It's a lot of information, but you go and continue to read. And as time goes on, we'll see how much you're able to get out of it. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I suppose we should actually start planning. It is a war room after all.
Who was that? Yes. Who was that general the king was speaking of?
Julian.
Captain Julian. Sorry, my
Captain
mistake.
Julian?
Captain Julian.
Let's find him. And we should probably get going, especially if King, you're on a time clock here.
I am, but it seems as if Manaka has bought us some more time.
I'll have to keep lying to the Burning Hand for now. But I won't do anything like that again, I promise.
Well, if Horatio has these books, let's help him read through them and see if there's something we can find to use against these liches. Perhaps some way to weaken his forces. Does he have some form of energy we need to be concerned about? Let's take all the precautions we can. Let us help you.
We will take a break.
Break ishimasu.
Hey everybody, we are the Natural Ones, a Dungeons & Dragons comedy cast that takes place in the Roselands, an original fantasy world and a land slipping into chaos as the players try to do their best in keeping things in check. Sort of. Join players Jerry, Pat, and Aiden as they roll their way out of whatever Dungeon Master Zektown puts in front of them. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Google Play, and wherever else you find your podcasts. Find us on Twitter at TheNat1SCast. Again, that's TheNat1SCast. We are a proud founding member of the A Tale of D20's podcast network.